Enchanted meadows. Gabrielle opened her eyes and was met with a sight she had never seen before, a rolling meadow of perfect white daisies, with the sun setting gently in the sky. She stepped forward, and each step felt like she was walking on clouds. A gentle breeze blew across her face, and a tingling sensation went up her spine. She closed her eyes, savoring the moment. As she opened them again, she noticed a familiar figure standing in the midst of the daisies. It was a beautiful unicorn with a silver horn and a pearl-white coat. Its eyes shone with an otherworldly energy, and Gabrielle felt a connection to the creature immediately. The unicorn gestured to her with its head, beckoning for her to follow. Gabrielle walked slowly towards the unicorn, letting it lead her to a mysterious area of the meadow. As they reached the edge of the meadow, Gabrielle let out a gasp. An enormous door with a golden doorknob stood before her. The unicorn stepped forward and rested its head against the door, and suddenly, the door swung open. Gabrielle stepped into the doorway, feeling a rush of excitement as the unicorn galloped ahead of her. She followed it through a winding tunnel and emerged into an even more beautiful landscape than before. Everywhere Gabrielle looked, it seemed as if the world was glowing with dazzlingly bright colors. The unicorn stopped in the middle of the meadow, giving Gabrielle the opportunity to take in the beauty of this magical place. She closed her eyes for a moment, feeling the energy and the peacefulness of the enchanted meadow. When she looked up, the unicorn was gone, but a brilliant rainbow of light was left in its place, cascading down into a lake below. The rainbow light danced and twinkled, as if it were coming from a different realm. Gabrielle felt a profound peace and contentment, knowing that she had discovered a secret place that only she and the unicorn were privileged enough to experience. Gabrielle knelt down to touch the lake, feeling the healing energy that surrounded her. And just like that, the meadow and the unicorn disappeared as Gabrielle returned to reality, but the lasting peace that she felt could never be taken away. She knew that this magical place, the enchanted meadows, was her home. Footprints in the sand. The beach seemed deserted, and yet the footprints in the sand told a different story. Blowing in the gentle sea breeze, a single strand of blonde hair, caught in the waves, cast a ghostly reminder of a vivid past. Once upon a time, a life filled with love and laughter shone brightly on that beach. Joy was found in listening to the waves or building sandcastles with the children. And as the days became months and years, the family that had made their mark on the beach came to accept their time together had come to an end. But these footprints, from a distant day, of a loving family, crafted in the sand, still remained. And when the sun shone brightly through the clouds, they provided a comfort and a reminder of a day that will never be forgotten. Although life will never be as it was, these footprints will remain forever, paying tribute to a life that still shines brightly in the memories of those that were blessed to have shared it. And in the quiet of the sea and the lingering scent of salt in the air, a reminder of joy, of love and of life will forever remain in the form of footprints in the sand. The moonlit carousel. The music from the carousel rose to the stars in the night sky. It was the most beautiful sound Millie had ever heard. Soft, ethereal, and inviting. It called to her like a beacon, and she knew, deep down, that she had to find the source of it. Millie walked through the forest for what seemed like forever, but the music only got louder as she went. Finally, she reached a clearing and saw a beautiful carousel, lit by a bright, glowing moon. The horses were magnificent, each one standing tall and proud, their harnesses shimmering in the moonlight. Millie climbed onto one of the horses, and the music grew louder and more entrancing. Suddenly, the carousel began to spin and the horses began to gallop. Faster and faster they went. Millie felt like she was flying through the night, the wind in her hair and the moonlight on her face. After what seemed like an eternity, the carousel came to a slow stop and the music gently faded away into the night. Millie felt a tingle run through her body, as if the carousel had taken her on a magical, mystical journey she would never forget. She climbed off the horse and watched as the carousel slowly faded away into the night. She knew that one day she would come back to the moonlit carousel, a place that was full of beauty, mystery, and wonder. Unexpected journey. She was a woman with an adventurous soul, and so when she felt the sudden surge of wind and heard the echoing whoosh of a roller coaster ride, she decided to shut her eyes and allow herself to be carried away. For a moment, she was surrounded by what felt like a warm and comforting embrace, and the sensation was so pleasurable that she found herself smiling. The feeling was gentle at first, as if she were being brought on a journey, guided by a whimsical current of air that led her around the world. As time passed, the whirlwind became more and more intense, and the layers of air carried her from one thrilling place to the next, from Japan to India to South Africa. She found herself excited by the thrill of the unknown. The flying sensation soon started to wear off, and she slowly felt the ride settle to a stop. She opened her eyes to find herself standing in an unfamiliar location, surrounded by small children who were playing and laughing joyously. She realized then that she had been brought on an unexpected journey, one through a whimsical whirlwind that had taken her to a place filled sheer delight and joy. She savored her last few moments in the magical place, letting her gaze roam from the breathtaking landscapes to the sparkling blue sky above and the vibrant colors in every direction. She was filled with a sense of peace and contentment unlike any other, a feeling that will stay with her as she depart this place, having had the pleasure of embracing the wonders of a whimsical whirlwind.